Hello there, and welcome to a very large project I have been working on for the better part of 2 weeks. This is a townhome complex, and it actually was requested by several different subscribers, or at least something similar to it. So I've combined that. I've been working on this so long, and I actually haven't uploaded as often as I normally do because I've been working on this as well as the new update. Of course, as I'm recording this intro, I do have the project completed, so I wanted to let you know when the video actually starts. I'm starting at near the beginning of the project because I knew right then that I would like to take you along with me and kind of show you how it was going and how I did it as I was doing it. So I took video here and there while I was actually constructing this, and that way you will see kind of how it went. I ran into a couple of snags here and there, but I love it, and I think you will too. And also you're going to see the grid a little more toward the beginning of the build instead of at the end, because I wanted you to see how I was building it toward the beginning before I furnished the units. And then of course near the end of the video you will be able to look at all the furnishings and the decor. I'm sure this is going to be a long one, so if you're in it, great. Grab a snack, grab a drink, and we'll get going next. So I am building this townhome complex, and obviously it's not finished, but I wanted to take some video of it as I'm doing it because obviously this is not a room by room build. It's a little different for me. I'm going to go ahead and tell you who the subscribers are who asked for this. Lauren requested an apartment block, and I had Little Cupcake who requested an apartment for 4. Amelia requested townhomes. And then we had Winnie, Fortnite, Raya, I think I'm pronouncing it correctly, and Polly B ask for a townhome community. So I decided to take all of their requests and combine them and make this project. I've already been working on this at this point several days, and it obviously is still under construction, but as I'm working on it again, I wanted to show you what I have. This was torn down, I can't tell you how many times, but I built it on this lot and I wanted to keep that railing that you see there because obviously we can't keep that railing down there on the lower left-hand corner. I wanted to have a little spot where the cars can pull in and sort of drive around in the complex. So that was definitely, that's been an obstacle for me. But I figured I like that railing on top of the building. I would make that sort of like a little security type building where the cars would drive through it. And then you would have this driveway here, which would lead you to 2 sets of townhomes. I wanted to have one set as maybe the smaller units, as you can see here up front, and that's what I've done so far. Those are the 1-bedroom units, and I'll let you have a little peek here too of that little place where you drive your car through. It's kind of like a gated community. I had to ask on Facebook where you get those, and somebody even told me what they were called, and now I can't even remember. But I was laughing. I couldn't even find them, but thank you to the person who let me know what those are. But I just wanted to have them out there because I thought they were cute. But you drive the car through here, and you kind of scan your little key card. And I know those are coffee bags, but I wanted to pretend like they're little tickets for visitors. I don't know. I just thought that would be a neat idea, but that's the little security building that I have so far there. Then you have the street here where you drive to the fronts of the townhomes. So on the back units we have the deluxe units that have 3 bedrooms, so their garages are on the front of their units, and they also have a front entrance right there beside the garage as well. For the smaller units, their garage entrance is in the back of their units, so that way I only had to have the one street. That way you could drive through the front of the big ones and through the back of the small units, and they could share the street, if that makes sense. So this is a little peek inside of what I have so far of these townhomes. These again up front here are the smaller units. They have the garage here. Not sure what those rooms are going to be yet. Remember, I'm used to building room by room. I always know what the room is. Some of these rooms I don't know what they're going to be yet. I'm just being honest with you. But I'm figuring up here maybe like a living room and dining room area. and a kitchen back there and maybe a half bath. And I do have this tile here so far. I just wanted to get an idea of what it would look like, and I think that's some cheap flooring, so I thought, well, let me throw something down here, and I may keep it, I don't know. But the upstairs you saw there, the third floor, that's obviously going to be where the bedroom is in the unit. So on the back units here, the quote deluxe units, we have, of course, the garage, and then we have the regular front entryway here, and a space for the laundry over there on the left in the garage. So there's the little entryway, and then there's that laundry. Now, obviously, the back units are mirror images of each other, and the front ones are mirrored images. So just to give you an idea, when I do the grid, I'm probably, that's, by the way, the living area. That may actually end up being the kitchen, I'm not sure. But when I do the grid, I'm going to give you half of each type, so we don't have to go through the whole thing, because you're just reversing the floor plan on the other side. So here I'm thinking on the second floor of the large units, doing 2 bedrooms, and I'm thinking about little offices there that would connect, because I couldn't just put another little hallway there. That's probably going to end up being the hall bath. I don't even have a door to that yet. But see, you can kind of see how I'm thinking. I'm still changing my mind on and off about where I'm going to put everything in these units, but so far I'm really encouraged by what I have, simply because I don't build things this large. If you guys have been with me for a while, you know I really even dislike remodeling these large architect homes. So for me to do a project this big and it be an original design, this has been very difficult for me. I'm just being honest with you. And once I get to do the furniture, I can't even imagine how long it's going to take me to decorate this. Because also I wanted to try to do different styles in each unit, because you would have 4 individual couples or singles or families that would occupy these. So it's not like building a hotel, right? Where you kind of have to match the decor. I want to make them individualized. So in order to do that, I have to basically decorate 4 houses. So the first obstacle for me obviously was getting the street right. The second was to get the floor plan, which for me is odd because I usually don't do floor plans. And the third challenge for me is going to be decorating all of this. But as I continue to build it, I will do my best to keep you updated on how it's going, and I guess I'll add in next whatever comes next. Okay, so I thought while I'm still working on this, I would go ahead and show you the grid and the starting points before I furnish it, because I think it would be easier with this type of build to show you the grid and the measurements as I'm building it, rather than waiting until it's all decorated. You see what I mean? I think you can see everything just a little bit better. Obviously, I'm talking to you about it now and I haven't actually typed the measurements in, but I did leave room up there for a starting point for you, and now you'll just see the measurements come up on the screen. But these are obviously the smaller units up front, and this is the third floor of it here. Another reason why I wanted to do the grid here is because before I decorate it, this would leave it open for you to just use the floor plan and to use whatever you have in your inventory to decorate this and do this the way you want to. Here is up front here, this security little building, which I think is really cute. And I'm just going to give you a look at the starting point over there to that building. And then you can count the spaces and come up. And that's where, if you wanted to start with the larger units in back, or know where your street begins and ends, you can definitely slow that down, pause it, or whatever you need to do. But now we're taking a look at the left side of the larger units. So notice I only did one side of the front units. Now I'm just doing one side of the back units, because remember, they're mirrored, they're just reversed. So you're going to do the same thing, only reversed on the other side of the small ones up front and the large ones back here. But this is the second floor here, and where I've put all of the rooms and the balconies and all of that. And then you'll move up to the third floor next, and you'll see what I've put up there. But again, I still am up in the air about what I'm going to do with some of the rooms. The smaller units up front, I'm pretty sure where everything's going to go. That's pretty simple. But the larger units back here, they have the capability of having 3 bedrooms, but I may not necessarily make them all bedrooms. I may use one as an office. It just depends on how I want to stage it, because different subscribers had different requests for the type of families or individuals that they wanted to live in the units. So now I also want to give you an idea of how it looks just as I have it finished now. So obviously I'm a little bit proud of the security area, and I really do love how the street has turned out. So you just drive through there. I just think that's so cool. And there's the little ticket area and where the person would say, yes, you can come in, or no, you can't. Of course, the residents would have key cards there too. But yeah, I'm really liking the street. I love the front of it. And I like the little street that wraps around the back. I just think that's so cool. I wanted to make sure that cars would fit. I only have 1 car on the property right now, but obviously in order to get it staged correctly for the subscribers, I'm going to have to move in a family that has 3 adults so that I can get, a few more cars onto the property, and also just to make it look real with some in the garage, some on the street, and all of that. But I'm going to show you the layout that I have so far, and we're just going to do that. I kind of have sped this up some so that you can see what I've done so far without it being on grid mode. But that's what that's looking like. I'm still up in the air about that tile. I think I have settled on the dark wood flooring. You're just kind of looking at the rooms, and I've sped this up a little bit because I thought this is already shaping up to be a long video, and I haven't even gotten the project done yet, so I wanted to speed this section up for you. But this is the back units here. I'm kind of still confused what I want to do with that bottom large room, whether I want to make it a great room or just a kitchen and dining. I'm not quite sure, but that could actually be the living room there on the 2nd floor. And I've definitely settled on an office for that little area and a hall back there, and a bedroom up front, so you can kind of see what I've done here. And then we're going to come up to the 3rd floor real quick, where the master suite's going to be, and possibly another bedroom. So we'll just see how it all pans out. But I just wanted to, before I start decorating the build, I wanted to give you an idea of what the layout looked like, but not in grid mode. So I hope that helps a little bit as well. Okay, so it's been a few days and I'm decorating, right? I've reached a major issue here, the object cap. I have never had this happen to me, but maybe once a very long time ago. I'm not even sure when this started, but I'm not used to these big builds. It will only give me 1 or 2 choices of, say, beds or chairs or couches. Unfortunately, it's only letting me use things I've already used to decorate the front units with. The good thing is I'm almost finished, but it's only letting me have some of these items that you just saw down there in the front unit. It's only letting me use that. I still have a master bedroom to go. I still have another bedroom to go in the back, and it also did it to me when I started the 2nd floor of this back unit, which really is terrible because it's supposed to be one of the deluxe units back here. So you guys wish me luck, because this really sucks, and I'm just going to have to do what I can. So it's been a few more days and it is now finished, and I can't wait to show you the inside. I am very proud of this project. I think it is the largest and or the most detailed project that I've had to do, but I did enjoy it. But again, it was very lengthy, very, I don't want to say frustrating at times. I think the most frustrating part for me was when I reached the object cap and I couldn't finish decorating the deluxe units the way I would have wanted to decorate them. I do think they look nice. It's just not what I had in mind for the style of those units, but at least they're staged and you can see what their purpose is supposed to be for each room. But you've already seen all of this, so we're going to take a tour of the inside so you can see each individual unit and how different they are, but at the same time, how similar they are. So obviously, if a townhome developer builds something like this, a lot of the finishes and things like that are going to be the same, including the kitchen units, the bathrooms, things of that nature. But of course, when people move in, they buy them, they decorate them in their own taste. So that's going to be reflected in this build, obviously. When you see the decor, you're going to see the kitchens are the same in the back units as well as the front units, same with the bathrooms, but it just looks like someone moved in and added their own belongings in different individual styles. So you saw that before. You drive through the security area there, and then you can either, if you live in this unit, you would drive straight to your garage, or you would turn the corner and drive to the garage door that you lived at. Here are the two entrances to the back units, the front entrances, and that's that first garage door there. And you'll see the other entrance here of the back unit as well. And then when you turn around there, you'll see for the front units, the garages are in the back. So their entrances, their main entrances, are actually on the street side. That way, like I mentioned before, I only had to place one main street through the complex, and that made planning this out so much easier. So back over here to the front, there's an entrance there for one of the front units, which remember is the smaller unit. And so now we're going to go and take a look at these larger units. Now, as for the basement, I did not put basement down here. It's just the weather machine. But let's go in the main entrance here of the left unit. So you come into the entryway, and when you looked at the floor plan before, you saw all of this, but now it's just decorated. We have a pretty dresser here, some of the new artwork. One of the lamps I did purchase in an online pack, and just a coat rack there. And there's also a door that leads into the garage. So you can enter the home through the garage or the main front entrance. You can see him here. He's playing around with his tools. We just have the trash bins and that laundry area that I had already planned out. And then you come straight back into the house here. And I did end up making this just a kitchen and dining area. Remember, I was a little bit on the fence about how to make this. I decided not to make it a full-on great room because it would just be really cramped. So I decided to make this kitchen and dining. I did use the new wallpaper, but don't worry, I didn't overdo it and use it in the whole unit. You know how much I love this wallpaper if you've been watching my videos, but I restrained myself and I used it for this room, and I'm very proud of myself for that. But I did use the new coffee bar there. So when you go through these units, you're not going to just see new items. You are going to see quite a mixture of old and new, just like it would be in real life. So they do have a little patio back there. They have a little storage unit. The deluxe units do on the back of the house, as well as that powder room that you just saw, that half bath that's behind the kitchen. So that is the first floor of, we'll just call it Unit 1. You come up to a landing here. In the room that you saw over here to the left, I did turn that into the living room for both units. And we just have a simple little living room here. I wanted to bring in some blues, just a little bit of red there on the rug. And then we have the white trim against that blue color on the wall, which I think looks really beautiful. And I brought the same colors over here into this half bath. So you have a half bath on the first floor by the kitchen, and also on the second floor by the living room, another storage unit, which I just left empty, as well as an upper patio. So they have a back patio and actually an upper balcony on the second floor. So remember, this is that little office space I was telling you about. For this unit, I decided to make it a little music room instead of an office. It just has some records there. The blue record player this time instead of the wooden one that I used in the other build that I did recently. And then we have the hall bath here. And I staged this for a teenage girl because I did end up putting a teenage girl's bedroom next door to this bathroom. But this is just the hall bath upstairs with the separate shower and toilet room. And you just go through the office, through the door there, and into her bedroom. It's a cute little bedroom. Again, just staged it as a girl's room. She has everything she needs in there, a computer. She has her little products over there, a TV. She has a little tiny walk-in closet there. So that is the second floor of Unit 1. And I do like the layout of these units. I think it worked out very, very well. So then we're going to go next and take a look at the third floor of this Unit 1. And to do that, you go back out here from this computer room, back onto the landing and come up the stairs. And please know that now that we're up here on these deluxe units on the third floor, this is where I had reached the object cap. You'll see a little kitchenette here, which is cute. These bedrooms up here, aside from the master, which you'll see in just a second, all the other bedrooms except the master next door to this one are not decorated the way I wanted to decorate. I had already done all the front units, the small units, and the bottom parts of these units, but once I got here, I couldn't do anymore. I had to just use what they gave me, so I turned this into a guest room. It could be really any purpose you needed it for, and all they would allow me to use is the hotel suite bath items and that bedroom set and another one. So that is staged as a guest bedroom. This I had already decorated before I reached the cap. So I do really like this one. I like the gray on the tile with the gray in the bed and then the hanging plants there, and then the light color on the lamps that go with the light in the corner. There's a lot of built-ins in this room, including a built-in vanity and then more built-in closets there with a TV centered in between them. And then next door, this is where I reached it right here. See, it doesn't even match. The golds don't match, but these were the only bathroom items after I reached that cap that I could use. So luckily, when you look at the front units, you're going to see them how I wanted to decorate them, as well as these lower floors on the back units. These were all fine. It's when I got to the third floor of these back units that I ran into that problem. So you saw the third floor, the second floor, and again back down to the first floor of Unit 1. Now we're going to look at Unit 2. Now remember, when we get to the third floor of this one, it's also not decorated the way I wanted to. So you come into the entrance, and I used that big, bright, I guess it's like a pistachio-colored green. There's their garage there, pretty much the same, just some different little tools on the wall and things like that. But they have a bookshelf in their entryway. Then you come into their kitchen. Now remember, the actual fixtures are the same as the one next door. It's just decorated differently. So I wanted to bring this green in. I hadn't used it in quite a while, and I thought it would look really nice with the silvers and grays, and it does. I really like it, especially with the light wood accenting everything else. I think it's a beautiful room. That black staircase just really pops out against that wall color. I really, really love that room. I don't know why, I just do. Here's their back patio here, and same as the other unit, they have their half bath down here, which is how I wanted to decorate the bathrooms upstairs and couldn't. And then over here is just their little outdoor storage as well. So that is the first floor of Unit 2, which is what we'll call that one, Unit 2. And then we're going to move upstairs to the second floor of this unit. But again, the layout is really nice. Once you get one of the units down and just reverse it on the other side, it's actually pretty easy. So you come up to their landing here, and you come over to their living room. Remember, I said those rooms below, it just wouldn't have really been a great idea to put a whole great room down there. And I like how this worked out where you have to walk up to the living room. I used that blue in here. I think it looks really nice, but when I came to decorate it, I had to use those paintings only and the decor that you saw in there. Now the bathroom I had done before I reached the cap, so it's fine. They have their balcony here, but you'll see the old clock on the wall over there. There are just things that I couldn't use. Luckily, I also had already decorated this room as an office. Remember, on the other side, I put theirs as a music room. I had also done this bathroom, as you can probably tell, because it does have matching items. And then if you come back around the office here, you come into a toddler boys room. So in this unit, it would be another family unit. I think that's a cute room. I love using the red and blue nautical theme with that pirate bed. I think it looks really nice. So that's his room there. And he has a little closet over there to the left, as you saw. So that is the second floor of Unit 2. And you saw the first floor. So just taking another overview of the layout and how everything's kind of oriented. And then we come up the stairs to the third floor of Unit 2, where I also had some trouble with the object cap. So I had already decorated this little table in the hall, and I had done the little kitchenette for this one. And I decided, instead of making a guest room in this one, which I was going to do, I would go ahead and just make it, an office, because I was running out of beds. I already had to repeat a bed in the other unit that I had used in the units up front because it would only give me 2 or 3 different styles of bed. But I think that looks great in there as an office. And again, if you recreate the build, you can make it any kind of room that you want. And this is the master for this unit, and not very happy with it. It's very plain because, again, I had reached the cap at this point. And I know it seems like I'm going back and forth, but I had decorated things in kind of a weird order. But this is one of the only beds it would let me use, so I had to just deal with what I had. So I just staged it as a regular bedroom. It is the master. And again, you'll see the non-matching items in the master ensuite bath, which I'm very unhappy about. But looking at it as a whole, you just sort of have to appreciate it for the floor plan, but you can definitely see a huge difference in floors 1 and 2, and then when you look at 3, majorly different style, and you can tell that if I had a choice, it would not look that way. But all that being said, again, I'm very happy with those 2 deluxe units in the back. So now let's take a look at the front units, the little 1-bedroom units, which would mainly be for single people or just a childless couple. So they're very cute. I really like how they turned out. You either go in through the back in the garage or you come in street front here. You walk straight into a staircase room, or you turn to the side and you come into what could be any kind of room. So I made each unit a little bit different. In this one, I wanted to put a living room and office combined. So I decorated it really cute with the pug pictures here. She has her desk over there in the corner, a little wine rack. Are you noticing a trend with me? I'm starting to put wine in all the offices, but anyway, at least 1 per build, right? There's their garage. It's a little bit smaller than the deluxe units. They have a little bit of a downgrade on the washer and dryer units there. I wanted to make it as realistic as I could. So that's just the first level there. So you can see a huge difference in this unit and the kind in the back. You walk up the stairs and come through a doorway here into a little sort of like a great room area where you have the dining area there. You have another little living area with the TV. So really with the downstairs room, you could make that an extra bedroom. You could make it a second bedroom. You could make it an office only, or you could make it whatever you wanted. You come toward the back of the unit into the kitchen. So the fixtures are definitely different than the units in the back, but they are the same. The ones beside each other here, the smaller units. So again, they are the same fixtures, but they're just decorated differently. I do like this square little kitchen. I like the one next door to it as well. This one I did in yellow, white, and sort of silvers and grays, which I think looks really pretty. And I have no idea what's wrong with her. I had her bake here at one of these ovens, and she's just making the weirdest expressions. I guess she's tired of waiting on it to get done. But beside that is a half bath here for this level. So that's really all there is to it right here. Now, if you just wanted to build a simple duplex, you could completely leave out the deluxe units in the back and just build this structure here. That's what I like about this build, is that you can do just the back ones, just the front ones, or build it all. So that's why I thought it suited all of the subscribers' requests that were included in this video. Back here you have the master on the 3rd floor. It's the only bedroom in the unit. You have a walk-in closet here. And instead of an ensuite bath, which you could do if you wanted to, I just made it a hall bath because it does have access to the shower and tub in a separate room. But if you do have company and they're sleeping downstairs, they wouldn't have to walk through the master bedroom to take a shower. So for that purpose in this unit, I did put the door to the bathroom in the hallway instead of in the master suite, if that makes sense. So that is, we'll call it Unit 3, because in the back was 1 and 2. So that was the 3rd floor of Unit 3, the 2nd, and the 1st. So that's just kind of an overview of that. Let's go in the garage this time of Unit 4. So we went in the front of Unit 3. Let's go in the back of Unit 4, same type of garage. In this one, they have set it up completely as a living room down here. Now, you could eliminate the garage door and build a sidewalk around to the front door from the garage if you wanted to make this a second bedroom downstairs. That's why this is so versatile. But I do like how neutral this unit is. It's a little bit traditional in some ways. Up here is just a dining area. So remember over here on this side, We have a living room and a dining area, but where the downstairs was staged as just a living room, I decided to make this a nice townhome unit to entertain in and just have this as the dining area. I like how this looks. I'm not that into the French stuff anymore, but I think sometimes you can make it look really, really pretty. So again, fixtures are the same for the matching units. It's just decorated differently. I've brought reds into this one. I do like the yellow one next door, but you know how I am with the chalet and the red, especially with the mixer and the toaster oven, the aprons, and then the red color on the wall. Definitely one of my favorite themes for a kitchen. So you pop up to the third level of this unit, and you also have the bedroom, again, just decorated differently. They do have a nice view of the back street there. Just a wardrobe cabinet and then their little walk-in closet as well. And again, I had already explained why the door to the bathroom is in the hallway. This is pretty much how I wanted to decorate all the bathrooms. But again, I ran into that cap and I just couldn't do it. So I had to do what I could do. But these units were fine. I hadn't reached the cap yet. Everything looks pretty good. I'm very happy with it. And there's just so much you can do with this type of build. So now we are going to take a look at the furniture and see where I've put everything. So you see the little security shack there, very cute. And we're just going to go through this really quick because you can always just slow it down. You can pause it, do whatever you need to do to see where all the furniture is. But remember, I had done the grid a few days ago, at least in my time, before I decorated it. So if you truly want to recreate it, you can go back and do the grid, and then you can come back forward here and kind of get an idea of where you could put your furniture. But again, if you recreate my builds, please make them your own because that's the fun part. Do I mind if you completely recreate it? Exactly, of course not. That's quite a compliment. But I always encourage people, because that's the fun part of the game, is to use your own creativity. Especially if you get ideas from a template, just to go in and make it your own is always a lot of fun. So we're just looking at the back unit again here from this view. You can see where I put all the furniture. I think in real life it would be really neat to have those extra storage units outside adjacent to the balconies and the porch, because when you live in a townhome, storage is usually pretty precious. So I wanted to include those in the townhomes just to make it more real. And this is the last unit we're going to look at here. And I don't want it to seem like I'm unhappy with the furniture. It's just that I worked so hard on the build and it took me so long that when I hit that cap and I couldn't design the rooms exactly with what I had in mind, that definitely was a little bit disappointing. But other than that, I'm thrilled with this build, and I really, really hope that the subscribers who asked for this type of build are too. There were several other people who asked after this, but I already had so many other subscribers that you're seeing pop up on the screen ask for this build that I just had to say, hey, I already have that kind of build coming up, hang tight. But here it is, and you guys, thank you so much for being so patient. This, again, was very large, but very enjoyable. Everyone else, thank you so much for watching. If you hung in there this long, I sure do appreciate it. If you liked it, please hit that like button. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you next time.